Hi guys, my name is Jessie and I am one of the senior consultants here at New Pathways, and I'll be going through the Georgetown University application process training video with you today. As some of you know, Georgetown has a little bit of a different application in the sense that you can't apply on the Common App, so we're just going to briefly talk about it. And if you have any questions, please write them in the feedback form at the end. So let's get started. So first we're going to talk about the various schools at Georgetown, and then we'll look at what high school requirements they have for each of them, and then the procedure for application, and then just some general applicant trends and characteristics. So Georgetown University, just to give you a little bit of background, is the oldest Catholic and Jesuit school in the United States. It has undergraduate programs in arts, sciences, humanities, languages, social sciences, and additionally it has the McDonough School of Business and the Walsh School of Foreign Service and the School of Nursing and Health Studies. So those three schools are all very good for their particular fields, and you'll see that they have differing requirements for what a high school student has to meet the minimum for each of those. So in terms of high school preparation, if you choose to do a math or science concentration, you have to do 4 years of mathematics and at least 3 years of science when you're in high school. For nursing, you have to do at least 3 years of mathematics and 1 year of each biology and chemistry, and physics if you also have time for that. And then also for their business program, it's a minimum of 3 years of math through advanced algebra and trigonometry, and calculus is required of students in the program. 2 years of natural sciences are recommended, and computer science is highly recommended. And for the foreign school, or for the language or foreign service program, students interested in the faculty of language and linguistics is recommended to have a background in modern foreign language or Latin, and it's not required because then you can actually take the classes once you're in college. This is just more information about AP or IB credit. As you can tell, they have very high requirements, mostly 5s, and sometimes they'll make an exception for languages and social studies. You can have a 4, but for more specific guidelines, look on the bulletin that they have on their website. And testing requirements, like most schools, Georgetown requires submissions from SAT, ACT, SAT2, which of course you want to do anyways if you're doing well on those exams. And this slide will present you with the SAT code. So once you're going through the application process, refer back to this, and it can help students identify where to send their scores. So Georgetown also specifies that they recommend 3 SAT subject tests, which if it's recommended, you should definitely just try to meet that requirement. Okay, so the application process. So the first part of the process is to submit your first year application for admission, and this is not on the Common App. And then second, create your profile on the Georgetown website. And then 3, submit requests for secondary year report, teacher's report, mid-year school reports, etc. And then the 4th is just to complete your first year application supplement. So we'll walk through each of those steps separately. So first, submitting the first year application for admission, it's on their application homepage, and alternatively you can also download the PDF version and then mail it into Georgetown. What we'll show on this throughout this training is the first section will have photos from the web version. However, for some of the supplements, they don't have the web version unless you are actually far enough on the process, so then we switch over to the PDF, so don't get confused later on when you refer to this PowerPoint. So this just kind of walks you through what the PDF version looks like, and you know it's pretty simple. It's just like a lot of personal information, first name, last name, pretty generic stuff, and then it dives a little bit deeper. You can read through it and see, but mostly it's what you would expect of a college application. And then step 2, create your profile and submit requests for extra documents. So once you create your account, you'll be able to track your application online, and then make sure that you submit requests for your secondary school report, your teacher's report, and your mid-year report. And there's an online and offline application for that. And then you'll move on to the fourth step, which is to complete the application supplement. Yeah, so some of the questions that you'll find in the first year application will reappear in the supplement. So you want to make sure that your answers are consistent. If it helps, you can pull up a version of your first year application for admission and just copy and paste over. We don't want any confusion, and any information that you put in one should be put in the other as well. And the supplement mainly covers extracurricular activities, talents, awards, your interest in studying a particular major, and has a short and long essay prompt. So for the 2014 application cycle, the short essay prompt was, in the space available, discuss the significance to you of the school or summer activity in which you have been the most involved. And this is also a pretty classic college application essay, and you can kind of talk students through that by highlighting like what were some things that you did during the summer, what did you enjoy, what did you not enjoy, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something that they enjoyed, but rather, learned a lot from. And the 2014 long essay prompt was, Georgetown is a diverse community, and the admissions committee would like to know more about you in your own words. Please submit a brief essay, or personal or creative, whichever which you feel best describes you. And then there's obviously essay 2, where you can write specifically for Georgetown College, the School of Nursing, Foreign Service, or School of Business, and they have different topics for those. So as you can tell, like, most of this is pretty straightforward. You can just go through the process on your own if you want to see an example of it. The reason why I wanted to highlight the Georgetown app was because it is outside of the Common App, and does and for students who are not, may have not applied to universities that don't follow that system, or the UC system, or the Texas system. It is very specific to the school itself, so walking them through this could be helpful in preparing them. And the last slide just talks a little bit about admissions trends, who's gotten in over the last few years, and it divides it by liberal arts and sciences and the specific schools themselves. So as most people know, Georgetown is a very competitive school, and so you'll see some good, like, very high class ranks, some high SAT scores. So just send this to students and let them, like, look over what their goals should be in terms of their SAT, and then also their class rank. Yeah, this just shares some of the characteristics of the students enrolled. Sorry, and you can kind of see, like, the geographic distribution. So how many people are international? 9%. It's like pretty average, and then it's pretty multicultural. There's a high percentage of Asian Americans, and then there's a good number of people who actually come from public school backgrounds. So that's actually pretty much the end of this presentation. The process is pretty simple, but I think looking over this slideshow, training PowerPoint, will actually really give you some advice as to how to go through the process, and obviously it's helpful to look at some of the past essay prompts for 2014 going forward into the 2015 application process. So thanks for bearing through this with me, and have a good training.